Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to speak on this, but I'm just going to. There's a new upcoming, very good actress, and she has been cast in Spider-Man Homecoming. Her name is Zendaya. It was first revealed that she was going to be playing a character named Michelle. A lot of people thought it was a character who was recently introduced in Marvel's universe in the comics. She was a roommate of Peter, and she was a new love interest or something like that. But that's not the case. It was just basically a cover-up to hide the fact that she has been cast as Mary Jane Watson. I thought that's what they were doing in the first place anyway, and I wasn't upset about it. But there seems to be what always happens when you change something that is a pre-existing material and you change it when you're doing a movie, a comic book to a movie, or a book or novel to a movie, video game to a movie, or anything, a television show into a movie. When you change one of the main characters, their look, there's negative feedback. But there's also been some racial, like, it's a bunch of racial hate that has been geared towards this casting for Mary Jane Watson. It is crazy. But there's people in the world like that. There's people full of hate. There's evil people. There's just people who just like to complain about stuff. And it's not going to stop. It's not going anywhere. Thing is, I think she's going to do great. They've cast a lot of people in this new Spider-Man reboot different than what their appearance was throughout the history of the comics and previous films. Flash Thompson also isn't a white male like he's been before. Now, it was a good point made by those guys over there, Comic Book Cast 2. They said, one of the guys was talking about, this takes place in New York City, especially now today and age, New York City being one of the most diverse places in this country. You got all different races and nationalities and everything there. It takes place in New York City, a public school in New York City. Come on now. It's not likely it's going to be just a bunch of white males and females running around. You're going to have a little bit of everything. So this is more fitting for the time period. I mean, shoot, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, Flash Thompson was white, Mary Jane Watson was white, Peter was white, of course, and Harry Osborn was white. Matter of fact, the whole main cast and supporting cast was white, except for Robbie, who worked at the Daily Bugle, because he was black in the comics. You know what I'm saying? If they made him a white guy, people probably would have flipped like, hey, Robbie's not white, what the heck? But it wouldn't have got as much, I think, racial hate as Zendaya getting cast as Mary Jane Watson did. I mean, I know it's ridiculous, but who cares? Let's go see the movie. You know, people hating that she's been cast, if you don't like her because you don't think she's talented, cool. Everybody's not going to get pleased. Some people don't like Tom Holland as the new Spider-Man. Oh, he sounds like a kid. He seems too young. And please, look, Spider-Man started the early 1960s. Back then, of course, Spider-Man was made as a white male. How come they didn't choose, an Asian male back then, or African American, Hispanic? That's because it was geared and it was aimed towards a certain audience. So most of his friends were going to be white. It was the easiest way to make characters. If you make them white, a lot doesn't have to be explained, and it was already thought that people were going to relate to it. It's target audience. I mean, there's a reason Batman was a white billionaire, not a black Asian billionaire, and living in America. And there's a reason Superman, who was an alien, who came from outer space, who looks like humans. He could have been any color, any shade, but they wanted him to blend in with humans. He could have been green, purple, but the thing is, they made him a white male. What's the chances of something like that happening if it was really aliens who look like humans? You know what I'm saying? It was an easy sell for them. They didn't have to do too much explaining. It fits right in to where they could sell it to who its target audience was. And that's white, America, basically. But I think it's going to be fine. I think the film's going to do good, even with the cast being so diverse from what their original, look was. I think everything's going to be fine. The girl, she's a good actress. She really is. She's very beautiful. She also models, I believe, and that's how Mary Jane's supposed to look. She's supposed to look way out of Peter's league. I mean, I think a lot of Peter girlfriends was, even Gwen Stacy, but she was a nerd just like him. She was into science just like him, and she liked how wholesome Peter was. But yeah, my feelings on it, it doesn't bother me. And it's not going to bother me as an African-American male. You know what I mean? If I see more characters that look like me in comics and movies and stuff, I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be disappointed. Now, if they change one of my favorite characters to a different nationality, I mean, it is going to seem a little weird, or it's not what I would expect because these characters are already established, but it's not going to upset me. If anything, it probably will upset a lot more white people, because they're like, oh my God, why'd you change him? It seems like Marvel has been trying hard to really get people of color in their comics and movies, because you have the girl Riri in the comics taking over Iron Man, and you have that girl Moon Girl who runs around with that big pink T-Rex in Marvel Comics. I think she has an Inhuman gene in her body. She's an Inhuman, and she's now the smartest, most intelligent person in Marvel Universe, more intelligent than Reed Richards. And it just seems you could see it. It's so obvious that Marvel is really trying to push, a lot more, diversity in their characters' choices. Let's get some more Asian people though. Come on, Asian, Native American, all that. There ain't too many Asians. Where the Asians at? Movies, comics, everything. Lead men. Come on, I like to see an Asian guy in a romantic comedy. Come on, why couldn't it work? Why couldn't it work? Harold and Kumar worked. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Zendaya, she's going to do fine. We need to expect this anytime we see something different than what people expect. People going to come with negative feedback, backlashing, and racial comments will fly anytime the race is an issue. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys know Zendaya's work? Do you think she'll be okay? Are you upset that they changed most of the cast, like Flash Thompson and Mary Jane, to a different nationality or whatever? I'm not. But anyway, like the video if you like the video. Write some comments, share it and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.